Welcome to Thriving Moms of Autistics podcast, a free resource for moms raising young autistic children. I am your host, Dr. Christina Wilson. I created Thriving Moms of Autistics after years of experience working with families and having my own autistic child. I coach moms of young autistics one-on-one to tap into their strengths, create a supportive community, set firm boundaries, and raise their autistic child with confidence. Subscribe to the podcast and check out the earlier episodes so you don't miss a thing. Now, let's get to it.
Hi, moms. Facing the unique challenges of raising an autistic child can feel really heavy. And if I said that there was a way that could lighten your load, wouldn't you jump on it? You might not believe it is even possible, but I know that it is because I experienced it myself. And there is also a lot of research, years of research, that supports it. So in this episode, I share our common experiences and how you can leverage your own innate tools to overcome these challenges. So find the full transcript for this episode at thrivingmomsofautistics.com/89. And please share the podcast with other moms to help them in their autism journey. And don't forget to leave a review on Apple, which will also further the reach. And you can also subscribe to the Thriving Moms of Autistics YouTube channel. I appreciate you. So we all have common experiences. Now, sometimes we have experiences that are different. They're not exactly the same, but we do have a lot of common experiences. And one of the biggest barriers for any autistic child is communication, right? As moms, we become quite skilled at determining our child's concerns and needs. And I can even remember back when my son, for the first 5 years, when he was completely nonverbal, that there were things that it was amazing because I could kind of catch certain things and know what was going on. Now, there are times when we miss the mark, which that is completely normal. So don't beat yourself up over that. That's normal and that's going to happen. We're not perfect, right? And this can feel really overwhelming for both moms and children. And because we want to support our children the best that we can. And moms typically become very in tune with their child, heightened or reduced, depending on the child, sensitivity to sensory input. Depending on the child, this may lead to meltdowns or even withdrawal. Again, there is no perfect calculation, okay, for moms to catch this every single time, no matter how in tune you are with your child. So transitions and schedule, changes in the schedule, that often poses an issue. Because sometimes moms cannot plan for these. It's just not possible. It happens, and it will happen in the future. That is something that I can guarantee. So these are things that all autism moms experience. The good news is that there are things that can help, especially when the unexpected occurs and occurs as for a need. So when moms harness their innate strengths, it is a game changer. So innate just means that it is something within you, okay? So something that you're born with, and whether if you even know it or not. And we have more than one strength, by the way. So what are your superpowers? Everyone has them, but you can't use them if you're not aware of them. So your strengths are key to thriving in the midst of challenges. And when you leverage your strengths in these difficult times, you can change the outcome. That is so important. Sometimes we feel that there's nothing that we can do. We get stuck in our head because of it. But we do have some power, okay? Acknowledging this allows for hope. You are unique, okay? We are unique individuals, and we don't all have the same strength. We all have strengths, but they're not always the same. And these are things that you're born with. So they are a part of you. Once you're aware of your strengths, you can grow that just by building a muscle. It's pretty amazing. Here are some examples that just of various strengths that can be used when difficulties arise. Now, the first is perseverance. Moms with this strength and perseverance, they just don't give up easily. They don't. And they will see things to the end. And they're very courageous. Another is prudence. Prudent moms tend to think things through in the process. And they consider the consequences and proceed with caution and wisdom and reason. And another really important strength is social intelligence. Now, this is some of these they're a bit similar, but they're not the same. And with social intelligence, moms who have higher social intelligence are able to understand their own behaviors and the behaviors of others based on their experiences and what has worked and what has not worked in the past. So they're able to use that. And they're able to pick up on things relatively quickly. This is an important strength to have when you're faced with challenges. So that's just a few. There are many more. So what are your strengths? And this is very hard to identify. Usually people are like, oh, gosh, I don't know. I can't even. But it is hard. It's hard for everybody. So ask yourself, what do I do well? Okay. What do I do well? And if you're still having trouble, remember that everyone has strengths, and you have them, and you have many of them. So ask someone who knows you well, okay? Not someone off the street that's never met you. Ask someone who knows you well to offer their insights into your strength. And you can do this, ask a few people, okay? Don't just ask one. If you can, at least two, definitely three, if at all possible. And this is important because your strengths help you uniquely tackle challenges that are going to occur, okay? So ask them, say, hey, what do I do well? What have you noticed about me that I can do well, okay? I hope this helps, and I look forward to our time next week.
Thanks for listening to Thriving Moms of Autistics podcast. Be sure to leave a review and tell other moms of autistics about the podcast. Let's support each other. Find the full transcript for this episode at thrivingmomsofautistics.com. And be assured, you are not alone in your journey. Thanks for listening to Thriving Moms of Autistics podcast. Be sure to leave a review and tell other moms of autistics about the podcast. Let's support each other. Find the full transcript for this episode at thrivingmomsofautistics.com. And be assured, you are not alone in your journey.